it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com, and I made it. Wow. A week ago today, I was sitting in the doctor's office with my daughter, and she was being diagnosed with a concussion. Now, this is my 16-year-old, so she was an important part of this move, which the actual moving team comprised of my husband, myself, and then my daughter, because I have 4 children total, and one of them is 9, Isabel, and she would be here, of course, but she can't do any heavy lifting. She can only do little things, which is a huge help, but I really needed my daughter's help. So like I said, she was diagnosed with a concussion, so moving, lifting things, absolutely out of the question. So we left the doctor's office, I got her settled, and then I boogied out to the store to buy the paint that I still needed to get. Never mind, I hadn't really packed anything or organized anything because I was supposed to do that all day Thursday, and now Thursday's shot. But I did get the paint, which you see behind me here. So I think that is gorgeous and so serene and peaceful. And it's like a light gray, which kind of changes colors in this space depending on the light. And sometimes it has more of a blue cast to it. So that's lovely. Anyways, then I showed up here Friday morning to sign the lease and get the keys, and I knew for sure, remember I told you that the space was very dirty. I knew for sure that I needed to clean, but I hadn't spent a lot of time up here, so I didn't really know. I just brought some basic cleaning supplies and a shop vac. And when I got here Friday, I realized, and then the landlord confirmed, that at one point a bird had gotten trapped in the attic and flown into this space, which is part of the attic, because the door was open and no one realized that the bird was trapped in here. And so the bird thankfully didn't die up here, but it did poo everywhere. So this is me on Friday, kids at home with a concussion, obviously worried about her, feeling a little pressed for time, spending my day cleaning up bird poo, because at 5, 6 o'clock my husband's coming in. We have to start moving the furniture up, and really didn't want to move my things up when it was still a mess. So about midday, it's really hot up here, and I go down to turn on the air conditioner. We had this freak heat wave here in Virginia where it was like in the 50s, and then all of a sudden it went into the high 80s. So high 80s in an attic feels more like high 90s. So the air is broken. I'm surrounded by bird poop. My kid has a concussion, like, right? Then, to make matters slightly more complicated, the woman who's she's now occupied my old studio, comes and we're chitty-chatting, and she mentions her painters are coming Sunday to paint the space. I said, wait a minute, I have rented both spaces through Sunday. So we realize, that there's been a miscommunication. And so now, to being gracious, I agreed to have everything out a day early. Okay, so now I'm down a man, a woman, a girl, and a day. And we have no air conditioning. So the stress or pressure is like mounting, and I'm just trying to convince myself to stay calm, don't freak out, it'll all work out, it'll all work out. And you can clearly see it did, and I did not freak out, but it was so hot. Saturday and Sunday, I was drinking liter upon liter of water, and we were just melting. Then actually Sunday, it was freezing cold. So it was Friday and Saturday, it was roasting. By Sunday, it was 50 again. And here today, we have a typical spring Virginia day and it's, you know, raining and everything's getting nice and green, and it's probably in here like 70 degrees. So it did work out, thank goodness, but there was just like a few concentrated days of high stress. We got the place clean. God bless my husband, because he is a champ. I can't tell you how many times I've asked him to show up and help me move, and he does it every time. Well, actually, I can't tell you how many times. This is my sixth studio, and he shows up every time. He doesn't make a single complaint. He just helps me, and we make it happen. So this time felt like the hardest move to me because I had to do so much heavy lifting. Normally, my son even helps us, and he wasn't available. And we lifted every piece of furniture that I'm going to show you in here, just my husband and I. I don't know how we did it. I mean, there was one, the blue desk, there was a point when we're going up those steps that I'm like, we might not make it. But somehow, like adrenaline or something, we got through it. But anyways, that was the ordeal and the stress surrounding the move. I'm here. I'm super excited. The space is coming together beautifully. It's not done yet. I still have to move my furniture from the home studio. I made the decision, it's too much to do that all in one weekend with everything we had going on. And I said, we'll just go ahead and move the home studio out here slowly each weekend, and not, you know, what was already a stressful situation, not make that into a kind of crisis situation. So I think that was a good decision. I'm really excited. I want to show you what I started with. So I did get a little video clip of that, and the girls put a little GoPro footage. Got a little GoPro footage for me too of kind of the chaos and the mess. And then if you could just imagine, we're roasting at the same time, and, you know, surrounded by bird dew, like, right? It's ooey. Now things are good. So let me show you what I have. And I'm just gonna walk around with the camera. And I think my favorite part about this space is the view. For 20 months, I was in a darling space, but there was only one window, and it looked straight at the side of another building. So the beauty that I had then was, you know, the light when the sun would shine in the morning, and then that vine when it would grow, and that's like really such a, you know, limited view. And when I got here, I spent the first couple of days just staring out the window, and like in some weird way I felt like I was let out of a cave or something. So I'm excited to show you the view. There's a view out the front and a view out the back. The town that I'm in is called The Plains, Plains. It is truly a one intersection town. It is so tiny and quaint and cute. You'd never know that I'm just 25 miles outside of Washington, D.C. Because when I show you these buildings and just the landscape, you're going to think that I'm in the middle of nowhere, and it feels like that, and I love that, but I'm really not. I'm very close to like the whole craziness of this area and all the politics. So let's start with the view out the front, shall we? Okay, so I have 4 totally amazing windows here, and right now I actually have that overhead light off because it does weird things to the camera. But when you look outside here, let's see, we got a little intersection here, and it doesn't even have a stoplight, it's just a street sign. And so I come to work from the east here, and It's just a three-way stop. Sweet little town. You can see the mountains over there. Looks like it's actually going to be a beautiful day. And then more totally adorable little houses. Almost everybody has a tin roof here. Very, very sweet. Okay, and then I was happy here. I fit the ladder in just barely. This ceiling kind of goes up there. Otherwise, it's about an 8-foot ceiling for the rest of the place. So that is an 8-foot ladder, so that fit nice. You can see that there are mirrors here because this was a yoga studio. So I want to turn back on that light here and see if we can get some better light. And then I want to tell you about some of the features that we worked into this. Okay, so starting with this desk here. Okay, you might remember those bookcases from the other space. They were against the wall and then there was a bulletin board above that. Okay, those are IKEA bookcases and I have 2 of them and we pushed them together. And then I had a big work table that I used to have. You can see it in some of the earlier Sewspire videos. I used to have this in my home studio. So we took the legs off of that and then we put it on top of these bookcases using double stick tape. And then on this back wall here where you can see where it's black, there was a mirror there and I don't know, weeks, months maybe ago, for whatever reason, the mirror came off of the wall and it shattered everywhere. Since then, we've put boards up there to hold the mirrors. They were just up there with glue. So there was like this ooey, gluey patch of wall there, and I didn't know how I was going to hide that and make it look normal because the mirror's missing. So this, I think, was a great creative solution. This black is chalk paint. So this is all a chalkboard. So the desk is a chalkboard, the back wall is a chalkboard, and then the shelves that are black are also from IKEA. And I just have 3 of those mounted. So this space I really love, and what I do here is this is where I do the edits and answer my Etsy conversations and things. And then I get to look out at that incredible view. Like I really just sit here in awe and almost have to pinch myself. So I'm still at that stage of the game. Okay, now I want to back up here and show you all something. I used to talk to you about that loft and then it was full of fabric. I wasn't kidding. Okay, these are huge laundry baskets, and they're just chock full of designer fabric scraps. Every single bin behind them, there are 8 more bins chock full of fabric scraps. Then you go over here, 3 bins chock full of fabric scraps. Fabric. And there's a closet back there that's full of fabric. I'm totally not kidding. So we're going to have to do something about that. One of our beautiful subscribers, Pam, suggested making bundles and selling them, and I think I will start to work on that. Obviously, we're going to have some Happy Mail giveaways with fabric. Okay. Then finally, I can have all of my sewing machines because I'm going to start teaching some workshops up here. So we have a Singer Brilliance, a Brother Project Runway, and this really old Brother, which was / Kenmore vintage. It actually does sew, and it's kind of cool. Then a Singer Confidence, a Brother Serger, and a Janome Serger. And then there's the bins that everybody likes. I'm going to use those for finished product, I think. Then here is where I'm actually going to sew. This is kind of like the back office here. And I love this space. It's also gray, but I love the bulletin board. So I started styling this one here with, this fabric is just so beautiful. It's by Tina Givens, and if any of you have followed her work, you know she is an artist. She's also a very talented designer and seamstress, but I bought this print when I opened the boutique, my little retail shop, and I had this left over and I've just kind of been coveting it. And I think it's perfect for this wall because I'll tell you about that later. The elephant is going to serve kind of as my mascot or my inspiration. There's my Mad Hatter. My daughter painted that also. Huge source of inspiration for me. And then this piece of art as well is a great source of inspiration to me. It's by an artist named Carrie Schmidt. And I actually met her. We did a workshop with Amy Butler once, and she's just an incredible woman with an amazing story of strength and courage. You can look her up online and follow her story, but also just kind of correlates all of this. I really tried to surround myself with symbolism to inspire and ground me, really, I think, and keep me going in the right direction. So this little hanging here, which says surprise, delight, inspire, repeat, that was a gift from Etsy that they sent out to sellers. And then here I have a wonderful friend who I've never met. You know how virtual friends are, named Ria, and she sends me presents all the time, and that custom watercolor work of art was a gift from her. And this is a gift from another friend who's an artist who I've also never met online. One of the things I'd like to see if everybody's interested in is kind of like a handmade gift exchange. This is my daughter's little drawing of who I am. So, and that actually is my motto now, have a blast. And I'll tell you all more about that motto and the mascot, the elephant. So, okay, so let's see here. We have my sewing desk. So this is the blue desk that we wrangled up the steps and almost didn't make. And then I'm going to sit here and sew, and I'll have all of that wonderfulness out there to look at. And then I want to show you this back view because this town is just so stinking cute and quaint, right? Like, it looks like we're in the country. I mean, we are, but we aren't. And you can see the mountain range all the way around. The train comes by a couple times a day. There's this gorgeous tree out there. The tin roofs. It's just adorable. And so I get to see it out the front and the back. Okay, so I think we'll be recording in here because the back is a little quieter for the actual tutorials. I'll have to play with the light though and make sure we get that right. Because that ceiling is lower, I think I might be able to do an overhead view for you all too. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here and happy that it all worked out. Let me get you set back up so I can tell you about, there's one other thing I want to tell you about too, the hot air balloon. Can you see that? So we got 3 things to talk about. Before I tell you my stories, I do want to announce the winner of the thread organizer, which was in the last vlog, and I'll put up a picture of that so you can see. I want to congratulate Miss Dixie Fox. You are the winner, Dixie. I'm going to send you an email to the email address that you register with, and then I'll send you the links between the 2 organizers that you can choose from. If you just reply and let me know which one you'd like and where to ship that to, I'm going to send that right out to you, and I hope you enjoy it. I want to thank everybody for participating in that. We're going to continue to have Happy Mail giveaways. In fact, we're going to be giving away a ton of fabric, so if you've signed up for the Happy Mail, you're in. You don't have to register each time, and you can just keep checking in on the vlog every week, and I'll announce a new winner and the prize, and we'll just keep going from there. So anyways, back to the story. I just want to say thank you to everybody for their kind words and encouragement as we made the transition. So let me tell you about the elephant first. You'll notice I also have an elephant on my shirt. Oh, I have one more thing to grab. Hang on, because that's important for it. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, well, let's see where I should start with that. I guess I should start with that. A couple weeks ago, my 9-year-old, it was early in the morning, like on a Saturday, and she came running into my bedroom and she was so excited. And she's like, Mom, 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 you can get a golden YouTube. I think that's what she said anyways. And I was like, what is that? And she told me all about it. When you reach a certain number of subscribers, you get this, like the little YouTube play button on a plaque, and they send it to you. And so she was really excited about it. And a couple days went by and she just kept talking about this over and over. And so I went ahead and looked it up, and it actually really is a thing. And so at 100,000 subscribers, they send you, and that one isn't gold, it's like a silver kind of platinum colored one. It's actually, it's really pretty and fun. And so they send that to you in the mail. And so we were talking about that, you know, wow. I mean, it sounds incredible, 100,000 subscribers, especially when my goal was just 10,000 and now we're almost at 21,000. But I thought it's not impossible, and other people do it, and she's so excited about it, so sure, I mean, we could try. And then we were like, well, you'd have to do something crazy cool if you actually made it to 100,000 subscribers. And I remember at the beginning of the year, I said I was going to take on fear. So one of a weird fear that I have, that I really have no reason or justification for, is like a fear of heights, even though I used to be a flight attendant. So I don't have a fear of flying, just kind of a fear of heights. And it isn't paralyzing or anything, it's just a weird thing, like Ferris wheels and things like that. So anyways, we said what we would do is, if I made it to 100,000 followers and we got that silver, I'm probably not calling it the right thing, but the plaque, okay, that we would take a hot air balloon ride. Because this countryside out here, there actually are lots of companies that do hot air balloon rides, and you can imagine the beauty, the magnificence, like it's all, everything you could possibly imagine. But y'all would be coming with us. I probably would pay someone to record the entire experience, and that is how we'd celebrate 100,000 subscribers. So that is the new huge goal. Now, coupled with that comes an elephant, right? So the elephant, the symbolism of the elephant is wisdom and strength. And I, especially at this point in my life, 4 kids, 2 of them grown and almost through college. My daughter will graduate, my eldest daughter will graduate next month, and then she's going on to grad school. Definitely midlife here, I'm kind of at that point, you know, like I said, taking down fear and just really coming into that wisdom and that strength. And that goes along with my desire to inspire other women. So I think that the elephant is the perfect mascot for this. And then we're going to couple that with the hot air balloon, because that symbolizes the height and the dreams, and to just go for it, to really let go of fear and just go for it. So all those things considered, guess what my daughter did? This is just so Ashley. Okay, she sent me a card, which I better be able to find, because I thought it was in here. Yay. Okay, so when I picked her up for church on Sunday, she goes, here's your card, Mom, and it was an envelope. But I was in a terrible mood, okay, because I told you about the heat, the bird poop, the place was still a mess. And I said, okay, honey, I said, I'm going to open your card when I'm in a little better mood. And she said, okay, look at that card. Reach for the sky. It's an elephant in a hot air balloon. If I didn't If I needed a sign, that was the sign. I want to read to you what she wrote. She said, Mom, congratulations to you. I am so proud of you for moving into your new studio space. I cannot wait until I'm able to come and see it. You have accomplished amazing victories in your last space, and I know that your creativity will only flourish in this new space. I'm sure that all of your 20,779 subscribers as of this morning are very excited to see your new studio. Keep on inspiring and spreading the joy and love, Ma. You are changing the lives of so many people with the work that you do. I will always support your dreams and never stop reaching for the sky. Love always, Ashley. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to reach for the sky, and the elephant and the hot air balloon are going to be our mascots, our inspiration. And then last night, my daughter Megan, who's 16 with the concussion, she says, what are you going to do when you reach 1 million subscribers, Mom? And I said, 1 million? And she goes, I know what we're going to do. We're going to go to India and ride elephants. So guys, we've got it. Guys, ladies, gals, people, friends, we've got some big goals now. These girls have booked us all the way to 1 million subscribers, and we're riding elephants in India. So we better get sewing, right? So I want to thank you all for all of your support and enthusiasm through the transition. I'm really excited for what the future holds, and I will be back very soon with a tutorial. I'm hoping to record that this weekend, and then we'll continue every week with a vlog post and a tutorial and maybe a few extra surprises in between. So until we meet again, please know the creative genius in me celebrates the creative genius in you. Have a beautiful day, everyone.